Hello and welcome back to Work with Rita. So today, this video, I have half an hour and I'm really hoping that that's enough time to publish my latest blog post. So this is the back end of my website. It's built on WordPress. I use Divi for my theme. I have 2 plugins that need to be updated. We're not doing that. Do not get sidetracked, Rita Lee. Okay, so posts. I'm going to add a new post, go to my blog post, and got it all written. It's SEO optimized. It's ready to publish. I still need to edit the images, and I need to do all the SEO stuff that happens after you publish. So we're going to use a little ChatGPT in this. Let me go ahead and pull up ChatGPT. This is my own blog post now, not a client's one. So I kind of know what's happening. I don't necessarily follow a strict SOP when I'm doing my own, even though I should. I don't. So here's the blog post itself. First thing I need to do is in Rank Math, which I prefer over Yoast SEO, is I need to edit the snippet, the keyword. I put the keyword over here just so I would know it easily. Primary keyword. And then I'm going to ask, so this is title, years, day. I don't need all that. I just need title and the site name. Her length is going to be, this is stuff I already decide before I ever hit publish. Like I do a lot of this, like actually in Google Docs. So let me. They change things on me and it drives me crazy. Just leave it the way it was. I don't need no content AI. Do not appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to ask ChatGPT to help me create the description. I'm just going to get the first. ChatGPT helped me write this blog post. So it knows the blog post. Help me write the description, the meta description. Now, if you work with ChatGPT enough, it gets to know who you are, what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. Wondering how Google affect your website, Google. Some of this sounds so stupid. I like this one, I guess. Not the best. It'll do for now. It's going to be too long. And what the business owners should do to stay visible in Google's search results today. I don't use any of this generative AI stuff inside of any of these tools. Alright, so this is saying this is too long, so it's going to take off the site name. Permanently, come on now. I'm going to say save draft. I'm a save draft kind of girl. I save the draft a lot. Like before I publish, I will probably have saved 10 drafts. And maybe I'm just like too old kind of thing where once upon a time the internet would just disappear in the middle of working, but I do. Okay, now, next thing we need to do is edit some images and get them ready. So focus keyword is not found in your how Google AIs are changing SEO, or not found in your description. Learn how Google AI overviews are changing SEO. Start right there. What business owner? That looks good. Focus keyword doesn't appear in the beginning of your content. How Google AI overviews are changing SEO. So this is stuff there. That should do that. Right? Right. Beautiful. Now, we need images. Let me go ahead and pick my category. She's already given me some link suggestions. That's my link whisperer, or is that Rank Math? I'm not sure which one is doing that. Category would be content marketing. Save this draft again. Alright, so in my document, I've already decided on some stock photos. So I'm going to show you how I do this. So first is the featured image. I'm just going to go to this and download it. I do prefer Adobe Stock to other stock photo sites. I have access to several premium ones. So what I do, just because this is whatever, dispose, I'm just going to say blog, delete. This has the featured photo. Sometimes I'll do this like all at once, and sometimes I do this photo by photo. I think today I want to do this photo by photo. So this one is the featured image. I'm going to go ahead and copy all of this. I'm going to paste this into ChatGPT. Next up is optimizing images. Here's the blog. It's going to send it as a doc. For the first image, it is the feature image. Feature image. It's a woman working on a laptop. Help me with the name of the file and description for SEO purposes. Alright, let's go ahead and open this up in Photoshop. First thing we have to do is, this is my little workflow, I create a new document that is 1200 by 800, 72 resolutions, 72 pixels an inch for resolution. And then I'm going to drag this over to here. Boom. So you don't want to use your images the way they come from your stock photos because this is like billboard quality. So I'm going to make this smaller and then I get to edit if I want. She reminds me of my cousin with that little buck tooth. I like it. I like the little buck teeth. I think she looks pretty. My cousin Gloria, who actually passed away, she had buck teeth, but it was very endearing. Okay, let's see what it said. Let me just kind of move this up so it's easier to switch. File name, we're just going to save it as that. So now to see file, save as, and I'm going to choose this dialog box for Photoshop has gotten so bad. And this needs to, take it. Again, this used to be so much easier. Like the actual dialog box has changed. So save a copy on my computer. Choose the right folder. Then I get to put the business name, the file name. Then I can choose JPEG. That's a lot of clicking before I can hit save. But it's saved. Alright, back to the blog. I'm going to change the featured image. Set featured image, upload, select. And then again, I need to find the folder. Here's my workflow when I do it this way. I'm just going to delete this one photo after it is uploaded. So I'm going to delete it from my desktop. And now I need to do alt text. And of course I do want to actually look at this. I just got to upload it first. I don't need a period in that. Business owner working on a laptop while learning about Google AI overviews and SEO. That works. Title, Google AI overviews. And then I don't do a caption because it doesn't display. I don't like the way that it looks, so I just do description. I skip the caption. And then let me just move myself over here. Set featured image. So I'm just going to go ahead and open this folder so that I can delete these in just a minute. Alright, next image is going to be this one. Y'all have a tabs problem. I'm sure y'all do too. Like, right, you have 1,000 tabs open. Well, not 1,000, but literally there's probably 15 or 20. Alright, just gotta download that. Then I'm going to click the file. It opens up Photoshop. We're gonna get rid of that screenshot. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. I just want it to be really easy to drag these around. So we just delete that one and drag this one. Edit, transform, scale. So when you're publishing images for your blogs, you need to first of all make sure that you have resized it. Then you have to name it. Then you have to optimize the description. So I'm going to tell it next image is a woman on her phone applying in the car. Applying a new name search. It's going to give me a little lecture first. So file name is this. So now file, save a copy on your computer. Look how terrible this is. At least that time I didn't have to go through that many. And then I need to upload it so I figure out where this is going to go. I'm just going to find where it talks about near me. Right here works for me. Upload. Now let's see what it says. I should call this thing alt text. See, like this, I don't use any of these. I just prefer to use ChatGPT because ChatGPT, helped me write this blog post. It's familiar with it. It knows my business. Description, insert. Oh, really? Hang on. Full size. Center. Let's see what these advanced options are. This is where you put the title and the class. Do I want to do that? Me as well. I'm here. I thought I did that in the prior screen. What else? Okay, so that looks good. Next one is, and what I do is I start highlighting these in green, meaning that they are done. Close-up of woman using phone. I already own this one, so I don't have to pay or use any of my credits, which is always nice. Get rid of this one. Get rid of this one, and then slide this one on over. So maybe the question might be like, hey, well, if you already own this one, doesn't that mean that you used it for a client? Yeah, probably. But I might have used it for a webinar. Even if I used it on their website, like it's not going to be the same title. It's not going to be the same description. It's not going to be the same crop. So all of that can change. And so it's perfectly fine to use the same stock photo across websites. So the next one is a woman holding a phone, close up of her hands and the back of the conversational search. Okay. If that's what it's saying. Let's see if I even talk about that. Conversational. Yes. Okay, I guess so. I like to add the photos near whenever I'm talking about that topic. Oh, wait, I didn't save it yet, did I? Oops. Let me switch to Photoshop. X out of that. File, save a copy. On your computer. JPEG. Now I can add the image. And then alt text, caption, underneath the title. I knew it was on a different screen. I just wasn't thinking clearly. And then a description. And it's going to tell me why I'm so great. You just gotta love how ChatGPT like should build you up as you work, right? No, it's annoying. That's what it is. It's annoying as hell. And I didn't do it right again, so let me edit. And I like it to be full size. So that's 2. So in a blog post like this, because it's so informational, I don't want to just like have it like image. I might actually though do some screenshots. This is about like the AI overviews. So let's try this one. I just want to do a can dairy cause acne Google search and see if I get the AI overview so that I can screenshot that. Yes. That is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Now I don't want this, oh, maybe so. I don't want my picture in there, that's for sure. There we go. Can dairy cause acne? So let's go ahead and open that up in Photoshop. So it's going to be in this screenshot. And we need to make a little square, I think. I think a square would do the trick. And let's make it have fill 0 and stroke of probably 3. That's 3, sorry to get 3. Well, I guess I like 3. And we'll make it red. Alright, and then I think I want to do an arrow. So let me do a custom shape. Nope. Custom shape tool. I don't think anybody really uses these anymore, but I love a good old-fashioned custom shape tool in Photoshop. And then we'll do the same thing. So we're just going to right-click and copy layer styles, and then paste layer style. Boom. I just want to highlight the people also ask. See, transform, flip, horizontal. Because I talk about that in the blog post. Alright, so okay, so let me ask ChatGPT next. One is a screenshot of my Google search showing the AI overview with a rectangle highlighting it. Let's see, I got about 10 more minutes. Alright, this is the file names and file. Save a copy. And I want this to be a JPEG. And then back over to Allay blog. I think right here would be a perfect spot for that. Upload, select. So once we do these images, the next thing to do is to do links. We need at least 3 outgoing links and at least 3 inner links is what I prefer. And then, see, title, submit it to Google Search Console for publishing, and description, and then I want it to be size, full size, insert. I don't want this. Why is that there? Is that on the rest of them? So annoying. No, it's just on that one for some reason. Okay. So yeah, we've got to optimize these images and hit publish. Then let Google know that it's published. I'm going to let my team notice, create maybe some social media around it. So I have 3 more. Let's see. These are just some that I chose the other day, Friday to be exact. And I'm not 100% sure if I want to use all of them, but after I wrote it, I was in the mood and I identified the images that I was thinking of, but I didn't go any further. Like I was at a stopping point. Alright, so we're going to X out of this. No, I don't need to save it. I'm going to go to this, get rid of that stock photo, put in this one. See how big that is? This is why you need to always edit your images. If you don't have Photoshop, Canva can do the same thing. You just create a new document at 1200 by 800, and when you add your pictures, they'll actually already be resized pretty well. Canva's pretty good at that, but I am a weirdo and I like to do it myself. Alright, now, okay, next one is a lady smiling at her desk with her laptop in front of her. Business owner SEO strategy. That'll work. Copy on my computer. This used to be 1 click. This is why I'm so annoyed. And I will always be annoyed about that because it's inefficient. And I hate things that are inefficient. Alright, where is this going to belong? Some searches, blah, blah, blah. Search behavior is changing. What should you do differently? String. I have another picture I'm thinking of right there. Like right here. This will work. Add media, upload files, select file. I might just let this be the last one. Because I don't necessarily need all the ones I chose. I only need a few. Title. Now, sometimes for client sites, I'll do like 6 to 10, but it depends on what the subject is. Depends on what we're talking about and if it needs it. If it doesn't need it, I don't want to bog down a site with a bunch of images. But if it's like descriptive, like if it's like menu or food or whatever, center, size, full size, now finally I got full size, then you don't need a bunch of them. At least 3 or 4 of them. So let's see what we got. I don't want it to be like no images and like 3 or 4 in a row. So let's see. Alright, so there's the first one. Second. Third. Fourth. That's about right. Okay, so let's see what it says here. Focus keywords. Add an image with your focus keyword as alt text. I thought that I did. Let's go ahead and green this one out. And go to my focus keyword, which is... Really, I need to do just Google AI overviews. So see, it's saying no inbound links, no outbound links. And I'm not going to use content AI. So your title doesn't contain a positive or negative. This is like... Sometimes some of this stuff is like clickbaity. What I like about Rank Math over Yoast SEO is that it gives me better suggestions for links. So you're like link opportunities. So let me go ahead and once again save this draft. And we're going to find some links. So now, next I'm going to look up zero click search. I was doing some research on this. Actually, I think I'm going to write a whole blog post about this. And I was on SEMrush, which is who I use for my SEO software. They have this keyword mapping spreadsheet that you can download. And I use this spreadsheet for something similar, but I just want to see, like, is theirs better? So that's going to be coming up. I want to look at zero click searches. So I already started gathering links for this. Not bookmark. That's supposed to be Control F. Zero. Alright, so highlight this, Control K, put it in, then link options. Open link in new tab, update. Now this one should be an internal link. I want to edit this to make sure that it stays in here. Now let's take a look at what Rank Math has to say. Additional. So I have at least one, or at least one outgoing, at least one that's incoming. So I'm going to copy this link, and we're going to look for email marketing. Email. What in the hell? Alright, now we're going to find this. Here we go. This is where that link whisper comes in. I think that's really the only one that makes sense. I haven't written about this topic. Honestly, I've been kind of slacking on my own blogs. Save this draft again, and I think that, oops, we are ready to publish. Wonderful. Save draft. We're at what, 5 now? Now I'm going to look at it in a new tab. Open like a new tab. Let's see what we're looking at. That looks nice. I do my cousin. Now what am I looking at? What am I looking at here is, are the headers correct? I can actually check with this thing called SEO Meta in one click. So the title looks good, description are good, keywords, I don't use that plugin. Headers, H1, H2, H2. I just want to make sure these are in order and they're correct. And they are. So that looks great. Let me also look at the images. I can make sure that these images. So this is where I did not use that title tag, but it's got the alt. I really probably should do the title. I think we're good. Let's just hit publish. I'm not going to overthink it. I could sit here and do this all day. See, it says SEO score 87 of 100, and I want that to be like over 90. This is kind of like a game. Additional keywords. I think it's telling me I've said it too many times. And it's fussing at me for not using its AI. I'm not using its AI. I'm not doing a positive or negative statement word. Like they want 5 great reasons for blah, blah, blah. No. I just want to talk about, like, this is the deal. This is the deal. Not, I don't need, like, clickbait kind of stuff. So you know what? I'm going to be good with 87, and I'm going to hit publish. Alright, so what's next? Next comes Google Search Console. And we're going to go to this live. We're going to visit the live blog. It is now live. We are going to tell the world about our new blog. So to do that, we add it to Google Search Console. And what we're doing is saying, hey, can you go ahead and put this in your list of websites to look at? Now, a few things looking, because I wrote this blog last week. I could probably do an FAQ or better format that, but I think that this is pretty good. A lot of times when I do publish something, I might revisit it like a week later. Oh, like I need to update my footer. See, the freaking cobbler has no shoes. So this is done. That's done. Alright, so next I need to go to Divi and Theme Builder probably. It's a shame. I really don't know my own website as well as I know everybody else's. Don't have it. Well, then that might be in appearance, customize. I could just tell my team, like, hey, DMA's footer needs to be updated, but then I'll forget. Sometimes it's easier for me just to do it. Phone's ringing. Ignoring that. We are working. No time for phone calls right now. Thank you. Footer, bottom bar. 2026. Done. Publish. Awesome. So what we need to do, one of the things that needs to be done is for Delegate and Accelerate, I need to redo this homepage. I haven't updated the homepage in a while. So that is on my list of things to do because your business has evolved. It probably hasn't been done in like maybe even like 2 years. Let's see who it's got on the team. New people that want to feature. So this needs to be updated. And then probably just some like updated like about what we do. Obviously, business has evolved in the last couple of years. So anyway, we're good. We published a blog post. We edited images. We optimized the images. We did the SEO stuff for Rank Math, which is just the same for Yoast. It's just a different dashboard. And we submitted it to Google Search Console. So now the whole world will know about Google AI Overview. And I have an email coming out about it tomorrow, so they'll kind of go hand in hand. All right, I'll see y'all on the next one. Maybe we'll look at this website, my website. Maybe we'll edit my own website tomorrow. Wouldn't that be fun? Like, I bet my headers aren't right. No, they're not. I'm telling you. Like this is just, we need to update that. We'll do that next time.